The shamelessness returns. Let's go. I told you guys in the preview, our record against Crystal Palace is elite. So even with terrible seasons like this, expect us to collect 3 points against Crystal Palace. But outside of the jokes, my friends, I have to say, there was quite a few positives to discuss in this game today. For a change, it's been a long time, but there were a few positives. I'm looking at Nkunku's impact in the game. I'm looking at that fluid attack between Mudryk, Nkunku and Nicholas Jackson. I'm seeing the debuts of Lavia on the field. I'm seeing Pochettino finally using an academy grad in Gilchrist in the final moments. And I'm seeing Madueke coming on right near the end as a sub, winning that penalty and dispatching that penalty too. He's like, listen, I won this, I'm taking it. And I love the confidence that Noni showed. I'll be honest, if Poch just used Noni over Mats on the right wing during the start of this first half, I think he would have got everything perfect. I'm just imagining what Noni could have added playing alongside Nkunku, Mudryk, Nico. To be honest, I think we might be clear, and I think we win the game in the first half. But I'm so happy to see Noni coming on, having an impact. Pochettino, give this kid a break. Give this kid opportunities. Some players perform better in game. Some players just perform better in game. He came on, he had the confidence, he changed the game for us, and he won it for us by himself. The guy's the best dribbler at this football club, and I think you can work with him, you can improve him, you can add to his game, but give him that confidence. Give him those minutes. I'll be honest, using Maatsen over Noni at right wing, it was a little bit iffy. Did it necessarily pay off? I don't know. There was 2 occasions where Maatsen had like 2 decent shooting opportunities, and I thought to myself, if Madueke was in those same positions, through on goal from that passing behind, and obviously taking the shot from the right wing too, I'm expecting better output and better end products. But hopefully now Noni can build from this, he can grow from this, and hopefully Pochettino gives this guy more opportunities. Come on, Poch, I make it make sense. But you know what? I have to say credit to Crystal Palace. I thought they were decent today. I thought they played well. Olise, this guy was making me dream during the summer. Eze, the guy just glides all over the field. Mateta, since this guy went bold, he's become such a handful for any centre-back. He's making centre-backs sweat in this league, and I thought that he gave Badiashile a very difficult game. And I actually think one of the reasons as to why we saw Poch make, I think, the most puzzling decision of the whole game. Taking off Corwall and Maatsen to bring on, another defender. You're moving Gusto to left back, Disasi right back again. In hindsight now, because I like to be a bit objective to understand why decisions were made, I think that sub did kind of limit the effectiveness of Mateta, because we were now finally killing the direct passes to him. And from stopping him receiving that type of service, it was stopping his support around him and Eze, Olise, etc., etc. So it worked out in stopping Crystal Palace's threat. But the risk was that it kind of impacted our attacking game, because let's be serious, I think outside of Noni winning that penalty, outside of Nico Jackson just being a kneecap away from being onside as well too, realistically, what proper chances did we make after the subs were made? So I do kind of feel like we played a risky game here. Most times this season it hasn't really paid off, and you've got Disasi right back, Gusto left back. I don't think Poch had to do that. I think it was a bit overkill in my opinion, just to bring on Thiago Silva. He could have left Gusto right back at least, but maybe I could be wrong at the time of recording, and maybe Cole had a slight injury issue. We'll find out afterwards, so I'll hold my hands up if that's the case here. But regardless, Palace gave us some decent tests because they got some good players. We reacted to a lot of them, and I thought in the first half, again, just like the first half against Wolves, I thought we played really well. And I think the most refreshing thing about that first half, my friends, was seeing the attacking trio of Nkunku, Mudryk, and Nicholas Jackson. Did you guys realise, did you notice how fluid we looked in attack tonight? Did you notice how fluid we were, how interchangeable we were? Bro, there was times I was seeing Mudryk in the striker position with Jackson on the left and then Nkunku in behind. And it's just it's no surprise to me that we get the first goal from this. I have to say, massive credit goes to Malo Gusto. In my opinion, he was the man of the match today. And I'm not going to lie, this guy is so reliable. I think that he is the perfect competition to have for Reece James, because when James is out of the team, we have a real proper right back playing for this team. At 20 years old, he's playing like this. The guy's the definition of a wonder kid. Like, he basically made that move for us. He finds himself in the left wing somehow, but he knew instantly, I must make the overlap out wide. And Nkunku, with the class he brings right now, we're still waiting for him to get back to full speed to really find himself even more. But you're seeing the subtle difference, the subtle quality difference in terms of how he allows his teammates to move, and in terms of how he links to play, because, he receives, it was a rebound to, get the pass back, but then on the second attempt, a nice, cute, subtle reverse ball directly in the path of Gusto. It might seem like nothing, but my guys, how often do we mess up the final ball passes like that, with the ball bubbling or the ball like getting overhit or is going too wide? So for me, it really matters. And Gusto getting another assist for the season. I think that's 3 or 4 assists for our young right back. And it finds Mudryk again inside the books. And as I've been saying, I think Mudryk wants to be in those areas. And I think right now, I should just continue on by discussing this front three, because the fluidity was mad. I said that's so weird. And the fluidity was really impressive. And this is why I've been saying for a long time, Nkunku was the missing piece in this team, because he makes sense of the whole attack. Nico finally has someone to play off with. He can start to drop deep. He can receive wide to the left. He can play up front because he has Nkunku who picks up the positions that are left vacant by Nico. And then Mikhailo Mudryk, Mudryk, Son. Pochettino. Son didn't become Son in one season. If you want Mudryk to get to that peak level of efficiency, it won't come this season. Let this guy enjoy his football. And I mention this point because Mudryk wants to come inside. He wants to play off players. He wants to play 1-2 to get in behind. For God's sake, him and Nico want to do the same thing. And I think Nkunku is the missing piece in that attack that just creates that synergy between them. And let's not get too gassed, because obviously there's a lot more games to see these guys play. But the fact that in their first proper outing playing together since pre-season, I think, I was seeing the type of things I haven't been seeing, which is an understanding of each other's game. The understanding of where players are on the ball and off the ball, and how these guys were just rotating, because we saw many a fluid counter-attack, like Nkunku switching the ball, spreading the play to the right-hand side. I'm seeing Mudryk, he's receiving deep left, he's making those inside runs, taking man on, beating guys and carrying us up the field. I'm seeing Nicholas Jackson being a great outlet on the left-hand side. Listen, I thought this kid was very unlucky he didn't get a goal today, because I do think that his overall play outside of goal scoring was good in terms of, nearly setting up Nkunku to get an assist, being so unlucky not to score, being offside by a fraction. Of course, he missed that opportunity earlier on. It is going to happen, but I'm sorry, I just don't think it's enough to start criticising this guy. And we're talking about him in absolutes as if we know how good he is. We know that he won't be getting any better. As if he's had the perfect conditions to play in the team. I don't think that's fair. It's not fair whatsoever. And I actually think that when all these guys finally play together, it's like, I can start to see the vision. And I think that vision is, maybe this could be the birth of our star attack. It could be the birth of our star attack, because these guys just make too much sense playing together and combining off each other. And we look like we were posing different issues against the team, but we kind of dominated them with like 65% possession. So things were good. Obviously, the negative was the way we conceded the goal. I'd say, to be fair, it was a collective mistake. I know Cole was going to get all the blame. I'm not here for that. It's too basic to think, because he's a left back, he should have been marking the left back zone. No. Ask yourself, why did he go infield to mark Mateta? Because Badiashile wasn't covering Mateta properly. And I think the most decisive, important involvement was Caicedo. This is football. When players move in one position, your teammate covers you. Like, if one of the attacking players moves deeper, the other attacking player will move further forwards in the vacant position. It's the same principle defensively. And I just think Caicedo just went to sleep a second. He was just confused by something. He was by Olise. He had him marked. And then he just lost him just like that. And it was like, listen, sometimes your DM has to be in those positions to cover. Yes, Cole didn't deal with the header. both our defenders didn't really do that, to be fair. I think Mateta, as I said earlier, since this guy decided to lose the hair and give up on that, but he's become a handful for most Premier League defenders. And it's like, bro, has this guy just put on muscle mass since? It's not really making sense. So I say this because we have to respect that, you know, there's good players outside of clubs that play for us, and they are going to cause us issues. You know, our team isn't absolute levels. They've not peaked right now. They're still learning. They're still growing because, not because, but, you know, they all struggle against your Matetas in the league. It's just a simple reality right now. So, you know, they're the type of growing pains that we have to accept. You know, thank God we were able to get ourselves back in this game and get a result that was, again, deserved. Like one of the few games this season where we've finally got a result that I think our performance overall deserved. Yes, I think the subs made things a bit risky. I still think Poch, I don't always get it. I mean, Gusto left back to end the game, for God's sake. Oh, my Lord. You're playing with fire and I don't understand why you want to. Not even Maatsen, you're Maatsen. You just hold left back for this game because, listen, if I don't get results in these next 5 games, I'm out the door. So, it's not making sense, but at least, thank God, we got the result today. Hopefully, we continue it against Luton Town. There were positives to discuss. So, listen, the season's been an absolute nightmare, but at least tonight, at least right now, we can discuss some of the positive individual aspects, your Gustos, you know, the attack. Seeing Romeo Lavia making his debut, of course, he's looking rusty. His first minutes in 5 months. There's not much really to report about his game. He made some mistakes, it's going to happen. But, you know, hopefully he can build from this now and really find himself, because you've seen a little bit of the shimmies here and the little touches. You know, his first touch is looking quite nice. His game will come back to him. So, my friends, on that note, something positive tonight. A 2-1 win against our favourite team in Crystal Palace, and I'm seeing a lot of positive from players that I like in this game today. So on that note, I am Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV. I will see you guys tomorrow with some more videos. Cool.